All right. The first thing going to go over today is a new option we have in Page Builder for the tile elements is an RSS feed or external feed. So if you want to start incorporating tech blogs or blogs of any other kind in your in Curator, you can do that now. So it's just in the normal Page Builder element under tiles. Oh, and actually, I need to switch to the correct branch. Give me one moment. So go, and if you add a tile element, when you change the content type, there is RSS feed option, and that removes some of the options that are not necessary for this. And then you could just put in whatever blog you want. So there's been some requests to be able to feature the InterWorks blogs. So that's the URL that I just happen to know off the top of my head for that. And then, so here's a page I already did up with it. So it'll create tiles in the same way. InterWorks blogs are a little bit different in that each blog has its own image. So that will pull it for these tiles, whereas something like most RSS blogs or podcasts, there's just one generic image for it, but it'll work like that. And then if you click on the link, that will take you directly to the blog or the podcast, whatever it is. So super easy. It's just simply added as just another element in the Page Builder tile section there.
My one question was I saw the view content button. Is that like something that has to be there? I know some people like enjoy having the tiles without having necessarily the button to go along with it.
Right. This tile specifically is the card format.
Okay.
So it can be, I can change that to, square, and it'll work in the same way.
Cool.
And then another one is new icons for the action icons on hover for tiles. So this is for the generic tiles. Some of them are similar, like this is similar to what it was before, but just a little bit more sleeker and a darker background for sharing, viewing, and favoriting. And that applies to the Explorer tiles as well.
Have one more quick update for another Page Builder edition. So maybe taking a look at the template homepage. In particular, like these tiles. So last month we added this content selection option. We gave folks the ability to more distinctly filter and sort content. The immediate feedback we got from basically everybody was, I want to be able to sort things alphabetically. So that is now possible. We can do A to Z or Z to A. So in either direction for whichever content you want. And then the nice thing about this new system is that it supports any content type here. So if that's, and then in addition, it's not just tiles, it'll impact the Explorer view feeds as well as buttons. And the last thing I'm going to mention here is a transition that we made for the last remaining homepage type is our masonry homepage. So what this layout does is it gives you the ability to go in and add like a dynamic grid to a page. So this will populate up to 9 is the current limit. That's just the way that this was designed. 9 tiles, and they are ordered by whatever sort you have in here. So if I want to say go grab my pages and sort those alphabetically, it's going to, in this case, I only have 5, so it'll automatically update that layout. Or if I want to go in and grab my dashboards, and then again, I can sort those maybe by created date or newest date, that will populate here as well. Anybody who has an existing Masonry element as their homepage on upgrade, that will be automatically moved over into the page builder system, which means that we will now no longer have any other homepage types outside of the page builder.
Hey everybody, just a quick update we've been doing on the data manager entry form. So in the front end, whenever you're trying to enter new rows of data, we wanted to make it easier for the front-end user to see what is going on or why there are mistakes and you can't submit the form. So when we go to a new data entry, we'll have more tooltips on top of each of the fields that will tell you more about this field and should make it easier. Hopefully it will make it easier for you to understand what's supposed to be in this field. That's for one thing. So the first one should be a URL. In here you should select something from the drop down and then enter some text here. So let's try and pretend we did not carefully read what's supposed to go in here. Let's just go with the flow and then try submitting, and it will say, oh, sorry, but this one isn't a valid URL. So we're doing some rule validation that you can set up on the back end already on the front end, so that your users will immediately know why their form isn't submitted. And also, for example, if we just left it empty completely, it'll say, hey, this is a required field, just put something in there. So we have this URL field that is using a special form of validation, but you can also set up custom rules like enter a minimum value or, for a number, or like a string with a certain length, or maybe it needs to be within a range or something. So all this can be set up in the back end, but now would also be like immediately prompted back to the front-end user in case they've done anything wrong while trying to submit your form. Hope this is helpful. Let us know what you think. Thanks for your time.
Okay, so for the Explorer view, we just made some really small visual improvements. So when you have the sorting enabled, you might notice that the filter toolbar is now aligned with the search. And also we just reduced some of the gaps between each one of these tiles. So it's just a little bit tighter and it all aligns a lot better.